There's a reason why some people stay stuck in the same problems year after year. It's not bad luck. It's not fate. It's a lack of accountability. Responsibility is admitting you made a mistake. Accountability is making sure it doesn't happen again. Let's break this down further. A gambler can admit he lost his paycheck at the casino, but if he's back at the slot machines next week, he's not accountable. Admitting fault is easy. Changing behavior is hard. The gambler might apologize to his family, promise never to gamble again, and even mean it sincerely. But unless he takes concrete steps, like cutting up his credit cards, joining support groups, or finding healthier outlets for stress, he's doomed to repeat the cycle. A business owner can take responsibility for a bad financial decision, but if he repeats it, he's not accountable. Imagine Sarah, who invested heavily in an untested startup because she had a gut feeling. When the company went under, she acknowledged her error in judgment, yet months later, she pours money into another risky venture without doing proper due diligence. Her admission of guilt means little if her actions don't align with learning from past mistakes. Real change requires more than words. It demands action. And that's where accountability comes in. Real change requires accountability. A woman gets her identity stolen while on vacation. She rants about how unfair it is. But where was her purse? Sitting wide open on the restaurant table. Even after the experience, she still leaves it in plain sight. Why does she keep repeating the same behavior despite knowing better? Because taking responsibility isn't enough. True accountability involves implementing safeguards to prevent future errors. For example, she could start using a crossbody bag with zippers, enabling notifications for suspicious account activity, or avoiding public Wi-Fi for sensitive transactions. Without these changes, history will inevitably repeat itself. Similarly, consider a man who complains that he's always broke. But when payday comes, he blows his entire check on luxuries and entertainment. He acknowledges his spending habits, but doesn't change them. The missing link. Action admitting the problem is only the beginning. Real accountability looks like creating a budget, automating savings, or setting strict limits on discretionary spending. If he continues to indulge impulsively, his complaints are just noise. They carry no weight because they aren't backed by meaningful action. Taking responsibility means nothing if actions don't follow. True accountability requires change. Though, pattern of excuses. People say, I know I eat too much junk food. But they never change their diet. John knows processed snacks are wrecking his health. He talks about switching to salads and lean proteins, but keeps reaching for chips during late-night Netflix binges. Until he removes temptation, like clearing out unhealthy foods from his pantry or prepping meals in advance, his words remain hollow promises. I really should start investing. But they never take action. Maria has been saying this for years. She reads articles, watches videos, and attends webinars about compound interest and stock market basics. Yet, her savings account sits untouched, earning negligible returns. What's holding her back? Fear? Procrastination? Whatever the reason, her lack of movement ensures her dreams of financial independence remain distant. I shouldn't have ignored the red flags in that business deal, but they do it again. David reflects on a failed partnership where he overlooked glaring warning signs. Despite vowing to be more cautious, he dives headfirst into another questionable collaboration without thoroughly vetting the other party. His pattern of self-sabotage stems from failing to internalize lessons from past failures. Excuses pile up, and life remains the same. Breaking the cycle. Accountability is the bridge between problems and solutions. It's what separates those who grow from those who stay stuck. To truly break free from destructive patterns, ask yourself 3 critical questions. Instead of just admitting a mistake, ask, what will I do differently next time? Suppose Lisa overspends every holiday season, leaving her financially strained come January. Instead of merely acknowledging her overspending, she decides to create a detailed gift-giving plan ahead of time. She sets a realistic budget, shops early to avoid last-minute splurges, and prioritizes experiences over material gifts. By planning ahead, she transforms her approach and avoids falling into old traps. Instead of blaming circumstances, ask, what was within my control? Consider Tom, whose side hustle fails due to poor marketing. Initially, he blames external factors like competition or timing. However, upon reflection, he realizes he neglected key responsibilities, such as building an audience or refining his product offering. By focusing on controllable elements, like improving his social media strategy or seeking mentorship, he positions himself for success in future ventures. Instead of repeating bad habits, ask, how can I make it impossible to fail? Emma struggles with procrastination, often missing deadlines at work. To hold herself accountable, she implements systems that force progress. She uses productivity apps to block distracting websites, schedules daily check-ins with her manager, and breaks large tasks into smaller, manageable chunks. These structures make failure less likely by removing opportunities for excuses. Mistakes happen. Learning from them is optional. Responsibility is just the first step. Accountability is what transforms your life. The choice: picture two co-workers sitting in a break room discussing their New Year's resolutions. Friend number one sighs, I resolved to save more money this year, but I already blew my budget on a shopping spree last weekend. Ugh, I'm so irresponsible. Friend number two nods sympathetically. Yeah, saving is tough, but I've actually started automating transfers to my savings account each paycheck. That way, I don't even see the money before it's saved. Plus, I set up alerts for whenever I spend too much in one category. It's helping me stay on track. Friend number one groans, that sounds complicated. Isn't it easier to just try harder next month? Friend number two smiles knowingly. Trying harder works until it doesn't. Trust me, I used to think sheer willpower would fix everything. But guess what? Life happens, and good intentions fade fast. Systems and accountability keep you moving forward when motivation runs dry. Which friend would you rather be? The power of accountability? Accountability isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's recognizing that growth requires effort beyond mere acknowledgement of flaws. When you embrace accountability, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your destiny. You build systems, develop resilience, and commit to continuous improvement. So the next time you catch yourself making excuses, or worse, repeating the same mistakes, ask yourself, am I truly accountable? Or am I just paying lip service to responsibility? Because at the end of the day, transformation begins with ownership and culminates in action. Remember, mistakes are inevitable. Growth is intentional. Take ownership. Take action. Transform your life.